Fantastic. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It is amazing to see so many of you online with us today. Thank you for saying hi already. We are so excited for Dermalogica's first ever careers fair. So far, we have about 50 of you online. We have been blown away by everybody that jumped on this event today and has booked on. And we're so excited to spend the morning with you. For those of you that could hear the video, we hope that you enjoyed it. I know there was a couple sound issues, so don't worry, we'll try get that out to you afterwards. But that video was really just an opportunity for you to get a feel for what it's like to be part of the Dermalogica tribe. And you may have spotted yourselves. If you've been on training recently at some of our training centres and on our undergraduate experience days, you may have noticed yourselves on there, so your little moment of fame for Friday. So definitely let us know. But thank you in advance for joining us. Now, we are so excited to get started in just a moment. Just a little bit of housekeeping beforehand. If you can keep your microphones on mute, that would be amazing, just to make sure you can hear our phenomenal guest speakers nice and clearly today. We do have another little video that we're going to be playing shortly as well. So top tip is to get that volume up loud so you can hear that nice and clearly. But do use the chat. I know lots of you have found the chat already, which is awesome. I'm just going in to have a little look now. And we would love to know, where are you joining from? What college are you at? Are you having a little streaming party? I know we had Edinburgh College that was booked on. You were going to stream in with all the students on. So definitely let us know where you're joining from. But also, that's a great opportunity for us to see how vast our Dermalogica community and network is. So definitely pop that in there for us. Oh, lovely. So we've got Activate Learning in Oxford. We've got someone from Rugby, West College, Scotland. Amazing. London College of Beauty Therapy. Oh, hello, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. This is amazing to see so many of you online. I'm super excited for our session. So definitely keep those questions coming through the chat. This is your opportunity to capitalize on the incredible experience that you have at your fingertips today, and our brilliant guest speakers to ask lots of questions. We've got the fantastic Katina Ward online with us today, who's going to be answering those questions as quickly as she can, but also will be jumping in the chat as well. But we're going to be sharing some really fantastic resources for you. So we'll share some links to our website, make sure you know exactly where to find everything, but some great resources that we put together for you to utilize after the session. So keep an eye out for those coming through. Top tip, open them up, keep them running in the background so you keep them somewhere safe. But welcome everyone to Dermalogica's Careers Fair. I'll introduce you to our guest speakers in just a moment, but if we haven't met already, my name is Rosie. I am a professional skin therapist, Dermalogica expert, and I'm the undergraduate programs manager here at Dermalogica. We are so excited today to be able to share with you our own experiences and our own journeys into the professional industry, and sharing some top tips and advice that we've learned along the way to support you as you embark on your journey ahead. We know the beauty and professional industry is so vast, and your professional qualification is going to open so many doors for you, and there's many paths for you to go down. And our goal is to really inspire you and help to expand your expectation of what awaits you in industry, to give you more ideas of where you want to take your career. The industry is so exciting. You know, from our own experiences, you'll get to hear about how we've got along our own journeys and how we've kind of arrived at where we are at currently. But we want to really get you motivated for your own futures too. So let us know what your plans are so far. Are you qualified already? If so, what qualification? Are you working out in industry? Are you about to become qualified? We'd love to know everything. So pop that in the chat for us. But as I said, we'll be sharing some top tips and key advice to support you as you take those next steps into your career. Now, I'm going to briefly introduce you to our host of guest speakers today. We have Charlotte Smoker, who you can see on the screen in front of you. Charlotte is one of our fantastic senior educators here at Dermalogica. You may recognise her as she does teach lots of our undergraduate workshops and is a very popular educator with our students. And Charlotte's going to be sharing a little bit of her own journey shortly too. We have the brilliant Amy Harwood, who is from our Dermalogica recruitment team, and Amy has fantastic experience in supporting professional skin therapists and really landing their dream role, and especially within Dermalogica. So we're going to be, Amy's got a brilliant section where she's going to be highlighting, tips to elevate your CV and also give you that practical advice as you enter industry. We have a video feature from Freya Griffiths. Freya is one of our professional skin therapists who works in our Duke of York flagship store. She's very busy and in high demand, so she has recorded a video for us as she was already booked months in advance with clients today. But Freya's going to be sharing her own path, but also to give you a feel of what it's like to be a retail skin therapist in one of our flagship locations. And last but certainly not least, we have Gemma Jarvis. Gemma is our special guest today, who is one of Dermalogica's proud ambassadors, Dermalogica expert and a successful business owner with an incredible story to share with you. And I will be handing over the virtual mic very shortly. So welcome to all of our special guests, and thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, we've got Kat in the background, making sure that everything runs smoothly, fingers crossed, and no technical glitches, but it is technology, and also answering the questions in the chat for us. So I can see that there's lots of comments coming through, so I'm going to have a little read through those in just a moment. Great to see, Madara, you're not yet working in the industry, but very keen to get started. Nazia qualified up to level 4 and currently working in aesthetics clinic. Amazing. So a mixture of experiences and working for yourself. So the entrepreneurs out there, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. So just to really get us started, I wanted to give you a brief whirlwind insight, I suppose, into my own journey. I started or embarked on my career, if you like, 11 years ago. I'm sure everybody online who's been in the industry a little while will think, oh my goodness, how quickly did that time go? It has truly flown, and it was the best decision that I ever made to go to college to actually complete my beauty therapy qualifications. I had the privilege of working with Dermalogica in college, and the first skin centre that I actually worked in had Dermalogica. So that really gave me that competitive edge and that advancement, because I had that understanding of Dermalogica before I went into industry, and really supported me with hitting the ground running and building my clientele. I had a phenomenal lecturer who was really passionate about skin treatments, and when I kind of moved into that skin module, I had that light bulb moment of, yes, this is what I want to be. I want to specialize in skin, and that's the avenue that I want to go down within my own career. Since my first role out there and working in that skin centre, I've had lots of other opportunities. I've worked in all kinds of environments, from spa environments to aesthetic clinics. I've worked in the UK, and I've also worked over in Florida. I got my Florida's esthetician's license. This was really cool, as it gave me that opportunity to have a different cultural perspective, working with a completely different clientele, but also working with therapists who had different training to what I had. So together we could really kind of use our learnings to support the business grow, and of course to impact our clients. So this was a phenomenal experience that I absolutely loved. I really knew early on in my own career that I had a passion for education, and my goal and my big dream was to be an educator for a professional skincare brand. And I remember asking an educator when I was on training once, what do I do? How do I get there? And they said, just keep on getting experience, get as much experience in industry in a variety of environments to really support you with being able to support those therapists that you'll be inspiring inspiring and leading when you get that dream role, and it will happen. Fast forward, and I decided to actually go to university, which I didn't think was ever going to be in my path. And I got my level 5 teaching qualification, and I lectured and supported MVQ level 2 beauty therapists and becoming qualified. And this was a brilliant experience. But shortly after that, I arrived at Dermalogica, and that was 4.5 years ago. And I started my journey as an educator at the York Training School. So if you've been to York, it's a beautiful training school, and I love going back to visit. I was there just this week, and I was teaching professional skin therapists and also going out and seeing our undergraduate students, so you guys. And that's where I really got that fire in my belly moment, and I knew that I wanted to work with you as much as possible. And 4 years later, or 3 and a bit years later, I had that real pinch myself moment when I had the opportunity to become the undergraduate programs manager, which is a role that I have the absolute privilege of doing today, and means that I get to work with you undergraduate students and your brilliant lecturers day in, day out, and it's absolutely my passion. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about me and my whirlwind career so far, but my advice would definitely be to never limit yourselves, and the sky is the limit, and you can really take your career in any direction you want to. I think the hardest thing is knowing where you want to go, but once that decision's made, like, you can definitely achieve it. And we're here to share that with you today. Next slide, please, Kat. So I hope you're all excited. I know that there's many of you online who maybe don't know Dermalogica, so definitely let us know if you're completely new to Dermalogica. You may or may not know this phenomenal woman that we have on the slide in front of you, but this is our founder and our trailblazing founder, should I say, and I would like to introduce you to Jane Weirwood. Now, we would have loved for Jane to be here in person today, but maybe we can get her for another event in the future, who knows. But Jane, started out as and became a qualified therapist in the UK, and she actually immigrated to the States as well. She moved to America, and she went over there with a huge vision and a tiny budget. And when she got out there, she was working with professional skin therapists, and she created the International Dermal Institute, so a training facility, if you like, similar to what we have today across the UK and Ireland. And she saw an opportunity to really support professional skin therapists in elevating themselves, in upskilling and becoming more confident and competent as professional skin therapists, and really raising the bar in industry and bringing them the respect that they so rightly deserved. And that's where the International Dermal Institute was born. But she wanted to use a product that really supported what she believed in. Pioneered, or Dermalogica really pioneered that whole clean skincare philosophy, only used ingredients that supported the skin, that gained results and didn't damage skin health. And this was really new at the time. And that's where Dermalogica was born. So many of you may know us as a product brand, but we were actually an education company first. And that's still what remains true to our heart today, and is one of the most important things to us, is our commitment to education. So whether you're an undergraduate student in training and working to becoming qualified, or whether you are a professional skin therapist that works with Dermalogica in some capacity, we offer education to ensure that you are either capitalizing on upskilling and preparing for industry, or ensuring that your education is constantly enriched, that you have access to professional innovations that get you results, but an elevated educational understanding to support your clients in achieving their healthiest skin. So that's our passion, and that's who we are. Fast forward, and today we are the #1 professional brand chosen by professional skin therapists across the globe, and one of the largest employers of professional skin therapists. So if you have any questions for me, do pop it in the chat. But without further ado, I would like to hand over to Gemma, and Gemma's going to share with you her own journey and into the world of the professional skin arena. Over to you, Gemma.
Good morning, everyone. So my name's Gemma, and I've been in the beauty industry for around just over 26 years now. you know, you do them careers talks at school when they ask you what you wanted to do, and I said beauty therapist, and I remember them printing everything off for me, what I needed to do and the qualifications. And then I went to Canterbury College, but I had a little bit of a hard time getting there because my mum was a single parent and couldn't afford the kit that we needed. I did hair and beauty therapy, and I get emotional saying this. I did hair and beauty therapy because that was the only course available then. And yeah, they couldn't afford the kit. So I applied for a Princess Trust grant, and I got, I think, about £350, £400 to start my career in beauty therapy. Sorry. I was like this with you, Rosie. I think when you say it out loud, it takes you back. So I'm not normally like this. So I got to Canterbury College, and Dermalogica was with us then, and which was amazing. So it always stayed with me, Dermalogica, from 26 years ago. And so from then on, I went to work for a couple of local salons and loved it, and worked for a little one. And then I went to work for a Phoenix, and I've become a supervisor within 2.5 years. So that was amazing. Loved it working there, but realised my goal was to get to Virgin Atlantic to work as a beauty therapist, which I absolutely loved. Did that for nearly 9 years, and it just, I loved it. But there was obviously the financial crash in 2008. So we all sort of lost our jobs as beauty therapists, which was a shame, but good things not come to an end. But it was amazing. And so I took, voluntary redundancy, and I learned a lot from Virgin Atlantic. And I feel like a lot what I had with them stayed with me for now, and like the attention to detail and how you treat customers, and it just was amazing life skills for working on your own technically, because you were the only beauty therapist on board. You wore white, everyone else wore red, so you really stood out. I think I got called like a nurse, a chef, all sorts of things. I hated getting petrol because people would look at me thinking, what does she do? But it was an absolutely amazing job, and it's such a shame they don't do that now, because just the life skills that taught me, and obviously to get to travel the world, which was beautiful. So I took voluntary redundancy from Virgin in 2009, just after I had my 2 children, and got a little bit of a payout, and that money I used to set up my own little business. And I just started in like a little office block, just a room, and didn't even have a sink in there then, and loved it. And I decided to use Dermalogica, and I think it stayed with me from college days, Dermalogica, because when I worked in the other salons, I used different brands, and which I love too, and I enjoyed, and it's good to use other brands and experience them. But Dermalogica was the one that I loved, because always get results with, and always innovative, and the education that you get with Dermalogica. I think I was just trying to log on a minute ago and see how many courses I've done over the years. And I could think it must be about, 40 or 50 courses that I've done with Dermalogica over the years, and still training. So so I started to take Dermalogica on. I was in my little office block for 2.5 years. I got another little therapist and opened another room in there, and found it difficult to get her busy because we wasn't seen. And we went in behind a hairdresser's and set up a little area behind there, and then realised I didn't really want to be in a hairdresser's and wanted to be on our own. We was only there 1.5 years, and now we've set up our own premises just down the road from there in Whitstable in Kent. And I've got 8 therapists, and we're a Dermalogica Platinum salon. We've got, I think, 4 experts in there. I'm now an ambassador with Dermalogica, which one of my proudest moments last year in the lockdown, I got told that I was an ambassador with Dermalogica, and I just, was so chuffed, and it was lovely. And even with lockdown, I found that Dermalogica kept me going. I felt, obviously, like us all, felt lost in my industry, and felt like I'm Gemma. is as a beauty therapist, and that's me, and I didn't have that. But what Dermalogica put in place and supported us when we were all shut was amazing. They gave us skills to be able to do treatments online, and I used to make up little kits for £15 and sell them, and I got families together, mothers and daughters and friends on birthdays, so I would obviously do the treatments on myself and talk about the products, and then they would do it too. And honestly, it gave you that feeling that you have in the salon again, and I loved that, so that kept me going. And yeah, and then obviously got made ambassador. I've got a team of 8 in the salon now, and yeah, love it. Love my therapist. We're a really close team, and yeah, they love Dermalogica and the training. I'm actually on microneedling on Monday, and yesterday my husband said to me, I said, oh, I can't wait to go on training on Monday. I'm really excited. And he said, must be lovely to still be excited about your job. And I do. 26 years later, I love it. It's just an amazing industry to be in. And just like Rosie said, your world is your oyster. You can just go in so many avenues. You can obviously go into training, be a rep for companies, cruise ships, work for yourself. When you have children, you can still do it. Have a salon. It doesn't stop. And the learning that you do, you can learn as much as you want to learn. It's incredible. It really is. And if you're like that in this industry, continue to learn, it pays off. And I believe why people come to me is because I keep learning, and they love it. They feed off your energy, and they're like, right, Gemma, what am I having next? And when they come in for their skin treatments, they always say, I love it. I never know what I'm getting, and I decide to tell them what we're doing. And yeah, they love it. And if you do that in your career and invest in yourself and training, you'll do amazing. You really, really will. And yeah, and I didn't do very well at school, and I feel like that I have a salon now with a team of 8, and yeah, it's just amazing that you can be anything you want to be. But I do really thank Dermalogica for being there from the very beginning to 26 years later. And yeah, it's just it's amazing. But I don't know if anyone wants to ask me any questions, or Rosie, or anything else you want me to speak about.
Yeah, Gemma, I think first of all, I just have to say there is so much love coming through the you. I think that tearjerker moment nearly had us all. Yes, so kind of take a moment to read through that afterwards and have a look what everyone's sharing with you, Gemma. But thank you so much for sharing your story. You're such a true ambassador and an inspirational person for all of us to look up to, in a sense. So thank you. But maybe if you have any advice, Gemma, for somebody that's about to embark on industry, then what would be your top things to share with them? If you were to give a top piece of advice or something that you've learned yourself.
Yeah, to take like any courses that you can, like just is amazing. Like what you're doing, to do any of those extra ones just really stands out. If you're looking if I'm doing interviews and that, and if you've done them on your own back, that will set you aside to anybody else, because you can't buy passion, and just to have that is amazing. And in interviews, it's sometimes it goes on obviously how you are as a person as well, and if you're really likable and friendly, I generally get my therapist on that. If they make me feel comfortable and I really like them, then I generally sort of employ them. And obviously they have the background, but even if they're a little bit wobbly on some things, I think, well, we can train them in that and give them skills. So yeah, it's really good to take them extra courses. That really stands out, and having that love for industry, because if you love it, you will be amazing, because it shows through your work. So yeah, take them little extra courses.
Amazing, Gemma. Thank you so much. And you're so right, passion is everything. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I just want to say a huge thank you, Gemma. It's been, just such a privilege to have you with us. And again, look at all the love coming through the chat. And if anybody does have any questions, get a tissue. But if anybody has any questions for Gemma, pop them in there, and we can make sure that you answer those. But just a huge, huge thank you from all of us, Gemma.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
Absolute pleasure. All right, then, so let's switch gears then, and we have our next guest speaker with us. So Charlotte is a senior educator here at Dermalogica, and Charlotte, over to you.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for asking me to speak today. It's a real true honour to be joining you and sharing my story. So my name's Charlotte. I'm one of the senior educators from our training team, and I thought I'd just start right at the beginning of my journey. So I started my skincare therapist journey a little bit later. I was 23. I'd already been through a couple of different jobs, never really found sort of what it was that was, you know, making me want to get up in the morning, making me want to go to work. So I just had my baby, I just had my son Jake, and I was on maternity leave, and I was really dreading going back to that job. I really didn't want to do that job, especially leaving my baby to go and do something that was sort of making me really unhappy. So I used my maternity leave to retrain, and I completed my MVQ level 2 in beauty therapy, and honestly didn't look back. So after that, I sort of went on to complete my MVQ level 3. I started a little business working from the spare room in my parents' home, and I really loved working in this way, and the sort of flexibility that this brought us as a family, working around my son, and it was just really great. It just really sort of suited us as a family. And it was when I was sort of building out my treatment menu and thinking about the sort of brands that I wanted to work with that I discovered Dermalogica. So I knew that when I was looking for this brand, I knew that I wanted a brand that was recognisable for those prospective clients. I wanted a brand that was focused on getting results, both in the treatment room and also with at-home regimens as well. And I'd heard about Dermalogica in the past. One of my friends from school, she had terrible breakouts in her teens, and she'd used Dermalogica products, and they'd really helped her. So I sent off an inquiry, and I met with a really lovely business consultant, and discovered all of the amazing sort of opportunities that Dermalogica could offer, and particularly one that was really sort of stood out to me was the amazing educational opportunities. So I was absolutely sold after this meeting. I knew that this was the brand that I wanted to work with. So I opened my account, and after that I took full advantage of the free educational classes that was available to me. And then after around 5 months, I completed my pathway to becoming a Dermalogica expert. And this was something that I was very proud of. So the workshops that were in the pathway, they really helped strengthen my knowledge and my skills, and they sort of built upon what I'd already gained from college, and also some really helpful sort of industry insights as well. And when I came on training in person at Leatherhead head office, I was so inspired. I sort of came like, thought that the building was amazing, everyone that worked there was so lovely, and I just thought, if I ever get the chance to work here, I'm definitely gonna grab that. So fast forward a few years, and I had my twin girls, and I was sort of adjusting to life with 3 small children, and as you can imagine, that was quite a busy time for us as a family. So I took a little bit of time off work. And during this time, my brother moved back into my parents' house. So as I wasn't working, I actually lost my room, but obviously my brother needed somewhere to live. That was definitely more important at the time. And I saw an advertisement for a role with Dermalogica, and it was within the education success team. And for anyone that's ever contacted this team, you'll know what sort of job they do. It's definitely the go-to team for any of that education inquiries, class bookings. They solve all the problems, they help out, and all round loveliness. And I really loved working in this team. I absolutely loved every single second of it. So it was a bit more of a hands-off role. It was more sort of office-based work, but obviously still in Dermalogica, still very much involved in the industry. And so I was still getting my little beauty therapy fix there. And this was a maternity cover, so it was a year's role. So as that role sort of came to an end, I started thinking about what I wanted to do next. And that is when the educator role became available. And I was absolutely thrilled when I was offered this job. I was absolutely over the moon. So since then, I have been promoted twice. I have become an advanced educator and now very recently a senior educator. And I was also able to work through the whole of the lockdown, which I am absolutely grateful for. And obviously listening to Gemma there, I will always be grateful for the fact that I didn't miss a day of work throughout that time, which was just fantastic. Now, the role of an educator is always moving. There's absolutely no opportunity to get bored. It is very fast paced. Obviously, my main responsibility is to teach workshops, very wide variety of workshops to lots and lots of different types of students or attendees. We deliver our workshops to professional skin therapists, obviously the wonderful undergraduate community. Also, we teach consumers as well, so the general public. So there's a lot going on in our workshops, but I've also had some amazing other incredible opportunities that have come with being a Dermalogica educator. So I've worked on things like the Caroline Hirons photo shoot, which was very exciting. I worked on social media lives. I've been involved in content creation. I've presented at trade shows. I've been able to support lots of exciting events. And in a couple of weeks, we are actually off to Centre Parks and we're supporting in the Aquasana pop-up, which I am literally beyond excited about. I can't actually wait for that one. But by far the best opportunity for me professionally was when I was selected to join the upskilling programme. And this year I've been working through my level 4 qualification in microneedling and chemical peels. So very, very amazing opportunity, and I am extremely grateful to Dermalogica for that. So all in all, I'm very proud to be a professional skin therapist. I'm extremely proud to be a Dermalogica educator, and I find it just always sort of like Rosie said, a bit of a pinch myself moment for being working with the #1 professional skincare brand. So I'd love to know, do let me know in the chat function if anyone is sort of interested in becoming an educator, interested in going into that kind of training position at some point, do let me know. But my general sort of advice for anyone wishing to sort of work in any kind of role within this industry, really, my sort of top 3 tips. First one would be to stay curious. Don't settle for anything. If you're a little bit bored in what you're doing, if you're a bit unhappy, maybe you're not really getting that get up in the morning excited to go to work kind of feeling, don't settle for that. Explore. There is so many avenues, and I think Rosie and Gemma have already shared some of those amazing avenues that you can take. So just keep trying different things until you find what really suits you. Again, another thing which has been echoed again a couple of times this morning, but keep learning. Every single day is an opportunity for you to learn something new, whether this is coming on class, learning a new skill, maybe discovering something small like a little pro hack that you want to share with your clients. Keep on learning and take full advantage of free education. It's not often you get something for free, so do grab onto that and make full use of it. Immerse yourself in that. And then last but not least, never underestimate your value. I think as therapists, A lot of the time in the industry, we don't sort of see ourselves as the value that we actually are. We connect with our clients on so many different levels. We make people feel better, we make people feel more confident, and we can actually boost their self-esteem as well. And obviously making someone feel comfortable in their own skin is such a pleasure and a joy. So don't ever underestimate your value. The work we do is really, really important. So I've got one other question for you, and I'd love to know if anyone has ever visited one of our flagship or retail locations. Do let me know in the chat function. We have our flagship stores are Belfast, Meadowhall, Duke of York and Bluewater, and we also have 30 retail locations across the UK and Ireland. So let me know if anyone's ever spotted us out and about. Okay, so Gabrielle's been to Duke of York, amazing. Alessandra's been to Glasgow, amazing. Okay, cool. So Kirsty wants to, so go and head one out, look for one. If you haven't been, go and search us out and pop in, say hello. You can even get a free face mapping if you want to. So our retail skin therapists that work within these locations are really the heartbeat for us at Dermalogica. They deliver those next level skin treatments with really high levels of customer service. We train our therapists intensively, so they're trained, a lot of them to the expert level, and they have a serious passion for skin and what they do. So in a moment, I'm going to share with you a video from one of our high-performing therapists, and she's based at Duke of York, and that is Freya. And like Rosie said, she really wanted to be here in person today. However, she has been booked up weeks in advance with her skin treatments. So she has created a short video to share her journey with you. So we'll send that, we'll pop that into the slide now so that you can see that, and I will have a look through some of your comments. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, and go and take a look at all of the comments in the chat. It's going wild. We've got lots of interest in future therapists being part of the Dermalogica tribe. Very exciting, and we do have an opportunity for you to register your interest with us a little bit later. But as Charlotte said, we're going to share a video feature from Freya. So definitely make sure your volume's up as the video is a little bit quiet. If you can't hear it, we'll try and send this out to you afterwards, but just bear with me and enjoy.
Hi, my name is Freya and I'm an expert skin therapist at Dermalogica's flagship store in Duke of York Square, Chelsea. I started my Dermalogica journey in 2019 as an apprentice, where I qualified for my level 3 qualification at LCBT, London College of Beauty Therapy. I used Dermalogica in the college, so I had a good knowledge when getting into the working world. My qualification was over the course of a year, where I had 4 days working in store location and 1 day at college studying for my level 3 qualification. By being able to use Dermalogica products throughout my qualification, it prepared me for the working world, as I would use them in college in the salon environment, which set me up for using the products on customers. My experience prior to Dermalogica was mainly based in retail stores, where I worked customer facing in different roles. I hadn't actually worked in the beauty industry before, so this was my first beauty industry job. What inspired me to work for Dermalogica? Well, Dermalogica is a well-known brand which I'd heard of obviously by using through college from when I started my level 2 qualification, and I know that they were always results driven and were about skin health, which is something that I am passionate about, and I've always wanted to work in an industry which is about helping other people feel their best about themselves. Although my apprenticeship journey ended over 2 years ago, my opportunities have not stopped there. Dermalogica are constantly giving you new opportunities to develop yourself and your skills. I've recently been able to complete my level 4 qualification with Dermalogica, allowing me to complete more advanced treatments such as pro-microneedling. Dermalogica are constantly giving you different opportunities to expand yourself, to invest in your knowledge and your skills professionally. A day-to-day life as a skin therapist at Dermalogica is always different. I spend most of my time here in this treatment room doing Pro Skin 60s, which is one of my favourite treatments to perform. However, it does vary and you're always given different opportunities to try different things. We do also have 30-minute treatment areas upstairs. We spend time on the shop floor with customers, learning about their skin and teaching them the knowledge that we have learned. I love my Dermalogica experience as it has enabled me to build customer relationships where I now have regular customers that I see on a monthly basis. My whole Dermalogica experience started as an apprentice and I can't wait to see where it continues. I hope I've been able to give you a little insight on what a journey of a Dermalogica apprenticeship can have, and I'm now going to show you a little insight into the store that I work in.
There we go, unmute myself. So that was Freya. What did everybody think? Does that look like something that would interest you, a role like Freya's? Can you see yourself in an environment like that? Definitely let us know. A retail skin therapist position is an incredible role at Dermalogica, being out there, working with clients, right on the front line, as we like to say, and really being true Dermalogica ambassadors. Now, if you are interested in becoming a Dermalogica retail skin therapist, if you would like to know more about how to work for Dermalogica, then this next section, definitely keep, listen to the top tips that we're going to be sharing. Fantastic. So we've got, yes, looks amazing. Sounds like an amazing job. Love to be part of your team. I am loving all of this passion and excitement that's coming through. Thanks so much, everybody. But now, without further ado, we're going to hand over to Amy. Amy is part of our recruitment team, like I shared, and she's going to share a little bit more about her role at Dermalogica. Over to you, Amy.
Amazing, thanks Rosie. So my name's Amy and I am part of the HR team at Dermalogica. So my role consists of recruitment and also a little bit of HR as well. So I work really closely with managers all across the business, helping them with anything from their recruitment needs to interviewing and screening applications. I also cover basic HR tasks as well as part of my role. So a bit of an all-rounder. So recruitment is a real passion of mine. I do really love speaking to people from all walks of life and helping them find their dream job. I've been in recruitment for about 8 years now and working for Dermalogica for just over 3 years. And prior to that, I've always had such a real love for skincare. I spent a lot of my teenage years researching the latest products, watching YouTube tutorials and spending a lot of money on skincare in Boots and Superdrug. So when I had the opportunity to come into Dermalogica in 2019, I jumped at the chance. So working for the brand really allows me to combine my two passions of recruitment and skincare. So it's the perfect role for me. And I'm really excited to be here today to share some key information with you all. So some of the things I'm going to talk to you about today will include some CV tips, a general overview on our roles and in particular our retail skin therapist roles, and also how to navigate our careers page and the best ways to apply for our roles here at Dermalogica. So firstly, just covering some CV tips with you. So one of the first things that I would say is the most important and yet simple thing to remember is to clearly state your name and current contact details at the top. This may seem really obvious, but it's important to ensure that these details are kept up to date, as this is how potential employers will contact you. And when talking about your education, be sure to list every qualification clearly. So just make sure that you detail all of the modules covered in that course. So for example, at Dermalogica, we require someone with a level 3 with facial electrical modules. So in this case, you would note down that you are qualified in this area. Just remember as well, if your qualifications aren't listed clearly, then your CV could potentially be disregarded. So it's obviously really important that you note that down. Here's also a good time to mention as well, if you do hold any additional qualifications or awards, such as the Aspire Award or Student of the Year, for example, these are key things that we look for when screening CVs, as it does provide us with a great foundation to build on. And as Charlotte said earlier, just make sure that you are using the free education where possible, as it really will strengthen your CV. When it comes to listing your job history, so under each role, just use clear and concise bullet points. Don't go into too much detail. Try and keep it to the point and relevant to the job role that you have applied for. When listing your work history as well, make sure that you start with the most current role and work backwards. A common mistake that I sometimes see on CV is when the job history is listed in the opposite way and dates are kind of all over the place, so it can make it a little bit difficult to follow. So just ensure that you start with the most recent, and then this way the person screening isn't put off by a CV that doesn't really make much sense. If you obviously don't hold much experience, if you're fresh out of college, for example, don't worry, because most skills are transferable. So even if you volunteered somewhere, or like I said, only have experience from college, be sure to still list this, as it does highlight your positive attitude, your enthusiasm, and the willingness to learn and develop yourself. So I'd say my final tip is, once you've completed your CV, ask someone to proofread this for you, as they may pick out spelling or grammar mistakes that you might not have noticed. We will be dropping a CV template into the chat box shortly. So take a look at this for your reference. Feel free to save this and use this as a template to update your own CV. And just remember that your CV is a chance, is, you know, that snapshot to show a prospective employer why they should invite you in for an interview above other candidates. So it should stand out for the right reasons. Next slide, please, Rosie. Perfect. So I'm just going to talk through now how to apply for our roles. So the main way to find us is online. And to apply for a role, you just visit the Dermalogica careers page. So to access this, you can either go to the main Dermalogica page, click on the About section at the top and then careers, or you can just search Dermalogica careers in Google. There is the URL there on the page for you as well, if you did want to note that down. So once you are on the careers page, if you scroll down to current opportunities and then click on apply now, this will then open a new window which will display the number of current vacancies. If you click on this, you'll then be able to see a list of all of our current roles across the UK and Ireland. We do have so many roles at the moment, such as retail skin therapists, educators, we have head office roles, field-based roles and sales. There's so many on there. So if you just go on and take a look. And then to find out more about each role, you can just click on each job title, and then that will take you through to the full job description, which will detail more about the role, the location, the benefits that we offer, things like that. And then if you did want to make an application, you can then just click on the apply button, which is normally located on the left-hand side of the page. We do also post our roles on Indeed and LinkedIn. Again, these are really easy to navigate. Alternatively, we do have a recruitment email address, which again is displayed there on the screen for you. So myself and two of my colleagues working with the recruitment team monitor this inbox. So we get a lot of people email their CVs directly through. So feel free, again, if you know there's no roles at the moment, you can just send us your CV and we can always keep it on file for you. Next slide, please. Amazing. So I've spoken to you about kind of your CV and how to make applications online. And like I said, we do have so many different roles across the company. But I just wanted to take some time now to share with you what a retail skin therapist role looks like and what a typical day may involve. So starting with hands-on treatment. So here you'll have the opportunity to be hands-on and deliver those Dermalogica skin treatments to your clients. With the customer care and communication, we want to obviously ensure that we are giving our customers that outstanding Dermalogica customer service and communication throughout their time with you. With the face mapping, this is a free service that we provide in all of our retail locations. And through that face mapping, we can then really deliver the education and product recommendation piece. So you can really educate your clients, talk to them about product recommendations and those staple products that they need in their routine. Obviously, working out in retail, it is very common to have sales targets. So as well as being hands-on, remember that you also have that commercial aspect too. So upselling is a great tool here, especially after face mapping and treatments, to obviously ensure that you're hitting your targets. Product knowledge is key. So as the Dermalogica guru, you need to share your knowledge with others so our customers leave feeling confident and well-informed. And operational as well. So these will cover things like ensuring shelves are stocked, you're following correct visual merchandising guidelines, opening and closing the counter or store, running purchases through the till, and ensuring that the counter, the shop floor and treatment areas are kept clean and tidy at all times. So that's just a bit of an overview on our retail skin therapist. As I said, all of the details are online, so if you did want to kind of look into more detail, then you can look at the full job descriptions there. Next slide, please, Rosie. Amazing. So lastly from me, we do have a Microsoft form to register your interest following on from this event today. And what we can do is discuss next steps with you, talk about all of our current positions and find out what roles you are looking for and potentially match you up to any of our live vacancies. Alternatively, if we don't have any live roles that match up, we can always keep your details on file. We have the ability in our application tracking system to create talent pools. So if we have all of your details, we can add you to one of those talent pools and then reach out to you should any future vacancies come up. So yeah, that's everything from me. I hope you found my tips and recruitment overview helpful, and we look forward to seeing some of the feedback with the register your interest form. So thanks, I'll hand you back over to Rosie.
Thank you so much, Amy. And there was one question that came through. I did answer it in the chat, but I don't know if you have a different perspective on this. But just is saying doing the qualifications a little bit later in life, how does that look on a CV? Is there any tips there? Obviously there'll be all of that previous experience which we want to capitalize on. What would you suggest, Amy?
We would never be put off if someone's done their qualifications straight from school, or if they've done them later on in life. As long as you've got those transferable skills that I spoke about, you could have experience working in a school, you could work as cabin crew, for example. As long as that customer service element is there and that willingness to learn, we would never be put off by, at what point of your life you do qualifications.
Yeah, and I think, that's amazing actually to have all of that life experience, especially going history like this, that really sets you up for success. But when we think about how do we put that into a CV, well, there's a lot of transferable skills there. And also I just wanted to highlight on the CV template, what we've actually done is we have given you some examples on there of how you can highlight those transferable skills, and we've almost molded that towards a Dermalogica stockist. So if you are interested in working for a Dermalogica stockist, we have about 5,500 around the UK and Ireland, and this is a great opportunity for you to utilize your Dermalogica skills that you've maybe learned in college, to work with Dermalogica and to work with a local stockist just like Gemma. And we've given you the examples on that CV template to support you in getting your foot in the door. And we know that some CVs can be a bit of a challenge, a bit hard to kind of get going with them, so definitely utilize this template as we pop some ideas and thoughts on there of how you can use, like, if you've played the salon manager role at college, how you can write that in a CV form. So thank you so much, everybody, for your thoughts so far. And thank you for Amy, for your brilliant section. Some great advice there. It was fantastic. Don't forget, you can scan the QR code in front of you to register your interest. And that's for any role with Dermalogica, whether that's a retail skin therapist role, potentially even an educator position. We really want to know, what your goals are. And if there is a possibility or a position and an opportunity for us to link you to that, and if there's something available now, then Amy will be reaching out to you. If not, we've got an option for you to share with us when you qualify, if it's potentially about a qualification and you need to qualify first, and then we're going to keep that on our radar. So definitely stay in touch with us, keep an eye out on that careers page, as we're always looking for exceptional talent. But I want to share with you a great advantage, which is the Aspire program. I know many of you online, some already holding Aspire Excellence Awards, which is fantastic, and many of you that have started your Aspire journey and are working through that program. I know there was a question in the chat earlier that said, where do I find information about education? And you can literally scan this QR code on the screen in front of you, and it's going to take you straight through to our undergraduate page, which is our landing page on the Product Dermalogica website, which has all the information about the complementary education we offer you. If you don't know what this program entails, this is a combination of 22 sensational content and workshops that have been designed to support you as you work through your qualification. We have 3 different levels, if you like. We have our first set of workshops, which are the Aspire Skills workshops, and these are all linked to those key skills that you're learning within your curriculum and within your college environment. But we enhance that education for you and give you a Dermalogica perspective. So it's about your skills, but also seeing how they come to life within the real world. So you get insight into Dermalogica through this particular pathway, but also it's about your skills and helping you to really educationally elevate, enrich them and elevate them. We have 8 different workshops for you to choose from. Once you have completed 4, then you will achieve your Aspire Skills Award. If you are yet to achieve your Aspire Skills Award, note down these dates that I'm about to share with you. We have 4 workshops running on the 7th of June, and we have another 4 on the 22nd. So if you complete all those workshops in one day, you will achieve your Aspire Skills Award. You'll receive a brilliant certificate to add to your portfolio, and you will then qualify for the next step within the pathway. I have to say that the employability webinars have to be my favourite. If anybody online has attended some of our employability webinars, definitely let us know which ones were your favourite. The content here is phenomenal, everything from skin diversity, sustainable working practices, stock management, gender neutral services, and the idea for this education is to provide you industry insight before you've even entered industry. You will blow your future employer's socks off if you go to your interview and you say, hey Gemma, tell me what you're doing to be more sustainable as a business. Gemma will be like, oh my goodness, I need this person. That is just mind-blowing. Or thinking about stock management and how to, ensure that you're not wasting products, you're working efficiently and you're working effectively. So these webinars are absolutely sensational. We have 10 for you to choose from. They're 75 minutes long and they're hosted on Zoom, just like the Aspire Skills workshops. In the future, we are looking to put these online so that you can work through them in your own time. But for the time being, we have 2 sessions running. On the 13th of June, we're going to be hosting stock management and promoting services. So you can register for these workshops on the undergraduate page on the through the QR code that I've shared with you, and Kat can pop their website in the chat if she hasn't done already. And we've also got a pathway which is digital, so you can really monitor your journey and track your progress as well. So we'll pop that in the chat for you too. Now you need to complete 6 out of the 10 employability webinars to receive the Aspire Employability Award, which is another CV elevating certification. But we also have 4 Career Next Steps modules, and you can do these as soon as you've worked through your Aspire Skills workshops. So these might be the ones where you really want to focus on working through if you're about to finish college and about to enter industry. We have 4 online modules, they're 20 minutes long, and they are designed to support you in a few different aspects. So everything from career mapping, helping to identify what path you want to go down, your own skills ID, getting ready for interviews, so helping to prepare you to really impress your employer in that interview, and also opening a business. So if you're a future entrepreneur, we're going to share with you in this particular on-demand e-learning or de-learning some great advice and tips to get you started. So definitely make sure that you are capitalising on them. But if you would like to work with Dermalogica or a Dermalogica stockist, or even open a Dermalogica account one day in your own future, the Aspire programme is the ultimate foundation to prepare you and offer you that competitive edge. But it's also about preparing you for industry, not just Dermalogica. It's about getting you ready to be ultra prepared for that transition from being in a college environment to that real life working world experience. So I'm not sure if anybody has popped through some maybe thoughts and experiences on training that they've maybe had already with Aspire. I know that the chat box has been going off, so I'll have a little look at those, but a huge congratulations to those of you who have already achieved the Aspire Excellence Award. I know that some of you are online with us. We do have other educational opportunities as well available for you. So if you go to a Dermalogica college, you do have the opportunity to be nominated for Student of the Year by your lecturers, which will then give you access to our expert education pathway. So you can actually become a Dermalogica expert before you even step foot in industry. So definitely speak to your lecturers about this. If you don't attend a Dermalogica college, you absolutely can still come and take part in our Aspire programme. And for those of you at a Dermalogica college that are level two qualified, you can even complete Dermalogica DNA, which is usually reserved for Dermalogica stockists, but you have exclusive access to this if you really feel that professional skin therapy and treatments is your passion, or you want to know and learn more about Dermalogica. If you have any questions on the programme or the pathway, pop them in the chat, and at the end of the session I'll make sure that I get back to you. I know that Kat's busy typing away there, but the QR code will take you straight through to our page. Also, for the lecturers that's online, I wanted to just drop in that we do have an event exclusively for you with some very exciting content that you can then go back and share with your students. So lecturers, on the 24th of June, we're going to be hosting our next lecturer link up. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to pencil this in your diaries. Or students, if your lecturers are not online with you, tell them that they need to attend this event, give them the heads up for us. And this will be from 12 till 1. And we have the phenomenal Marie Tudor from Skin, who's going to be attending this event with us and being our guest speaker. So just wanted to take the opportunity to share that with you. But I want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you for attending our session this morning. It's been amazing to spend this time with you, but we have a little incentive and a little competition. So if I can get everybody to scan this QR code and complete the feedback form for me, that would be fantastic. If you can do your feedback by the end of today, then on Monday, we're going to be putting everybody that has completed feedback into a spin to win and selecting at random a lucky winner to receive one of Dermalogica's latest innovations, which is our circular hydration serum. So if you are dehydrated or you're lacking a little bit of that healthy glow, you absolutely need this product. So if you pop your email address into that feedback form, we'll be able to reach out to you and get your information to post your product out if you're the lucky winner. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. It will only take you a minute or so to answer that questionnaire for us. So I'm just going to leave that up for a second before we finish with our final slide. I know that we've got a link in the chat as well. I'm going to check some of the questions that's coming through. Nothing standing out to me, but I'll have a little look if there's anything that I need to get back to. But just to end our session, we have finished a little bit early, which is lovely. But I want to say thank you to Amy, to Charlotte, for Kat for your support, and of course to Gemma for supporting us with our event today. This is the first time that we've ever hosted such an event. But most importantly, a huge thank you to each and every one of you that have taken the time out of your extremely busy schedules and spent the morning with us. So I wanted to leave you on a mindful moment, and this is actually an excerpt from Jane Werwin's book, which is called Skin in the Game, which is an awesome and empowering read. And I wanted you to take a moment to read this as you leave the platform today. And we wanted to wish you the best of luck as you enter industry, as you embark on your journeys. Don't forget to complete your interest form, use that CV template. But it's been an absolute honour to host the session today with you, to have you all online. We wish you the absolute very best, and I've got a funny feeling we'll be seeing some of you very soon. So thank you all so much. If you have questions, you can send them privately. We're going to stay online for a couple more minutes, but thank you. Have a wonderful day and a fantastic weekend. Bye, everyone.